nation is a wise and understanding people. It says, who has God so nigh unto them as Yahweh our God is in all things that we call upon him for. So, our recklessness by heaping forward of the heathens did a disservice to everybody. They did a disservice to themselves. We did a disservice to our own selves by doing that which was mischief. And Yahweh God allowed it to go through because we were a people that had lost balance in our conduct. You understand what I'm saying? Your conduct is so important. Don't let my... Now, I'm going to show you that Yahweh was not very pleased. Because they not only did it, they did it worse than they were supposed to. I mean, when I tell you, let's go to Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. I want to show you what they did to us was wickedness on a level that was treachery. Zechariah chapter 1, verse 15. And I am very displeased with the heathens that are at ease. I was but a little displeased, and they heaped forth the affliction. Your affliction was made worse by the heathens. And what does it say into Isaiah? Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. He says, Isaiah 47 verse 6, I was wroth with my people. I have polluted my inheritance and given them into thy hand. Thou didst show them no mercy upon the ancient. Thou hast very, 47 verse 6, thou hast very heavily laid the yoke. I mean, brother, believe me, a lot of this ain't your fault. Because they have made it worse than what it was supposed to be. Now, do we cry about it? But we know about it. Didn't I tell you the greatest thing is what? Information. You know, you remember the story of Trading Places by Eddie Murphy and the other guy? Yeah. And he was in the stall and he heard over. The information he got allowed them to be victorious. Information. And this is your information so that you might grow strong and not circumvent it, but look it straight in the face and go towards it. See, we can't duck this. Forget about ducking. They want you to duck because while you ducking, your head is down. He got you because you ain't looking up. But if you looking straight at him, when the children of Israel came out of Egypt, they couldn't duck that Red Sea. They couldn't duck the army because the very knowledge that Pharaoh had gotten of the whipping, because Pharaoh had actually given up the first time that Yahweh laid that whipping on him. But Yahweh touched the arrogancy of him. And he said, how dare him? And he perpetuated his own downfall, because if Yahweh beat me one time, I give up, let them go. But Yahweh God said, I raised you up. You, Pharaoh, you for my purpose. Now I'm going to beat you the way I want to beat you. You understand what I'm saying? So Yahweh beat Pharaoh. But we were brain dead in Egypt. And we brain dead in Egypt this time. But if it wasn't for this Torah and the prophecy that's written, you don't realize your captivity is over. Right. You just what? Waiting. Right. Getting tired, eh? That's all you're doing. You're waiting and doing what? What are you doing? So you don't think I'm making... Here you go. Let's go and see. Yes, you're rehearsing. You're rehearsing. That's right. That's what you're doing. Let's go in the book of Judges. And you'll see. In the book of Judges, it told you what you would do while you wait. You understand? And therefore, while you wait, I want to make it clear to you because, okay, I'm sorry. In the book of Judges, chapter 5, verse 11, they that are delivered from the noise of the archers in the place of drawing waters, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of who? Of Yahweh. That's what you're doing. You're rehearsing. You understand? So when this great multitude that will leave this earth, what I call the double crossers, you understand? They're going to jump on the bandwagon. And this is where Noah was taught not to open up the door so he wouldn't perpetuate the same crime, because the devil knows how to plead.
Yep.
But we're being conditioned so that we may survive the journey. Because you ain't going back in that land with these people. Not these people. You going back with, see, there are people that you don't need a discipline, which means you have a police officer. There are people without a police officer there, they're not going to do wrong.
Right.
There are people that need a police officer there because they have the tendency that they would do right, but they will do wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And you got people that just do it because they don't care who's there that would discipline them. Who would you rather have in your kingdom? The one that doesn't need someone near.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what you call the pure. And I shall sift the house of Israel among the nation. A sifter does what? It makes the flour finer.
Right.
And this is what you do. And Yahweh said, I'm not going to drop nothing out of the sifter that'll get into the fine flour. So he's sifting it. He said, but if a lump get off, he grabs it and put it back in. Because the chances are, even after you sift it, there are lumps that don't go through the sifter. And then you throw them away. This is what you're being done. You think everybody will understand what I'm saying? No, they're not supposed to. You understand? Should I get insulted because they don't? No. My job is to tell. Just like this sister, like I told her, I said, you already doing Yah's work. She had a chance to talk and she spilled it out. You touch people like where it says one man soweth, another man planted, but what? Yah's the increase. So the point is that you always doing Yah's work. And you should be, it's a great thing. There's certain occupations in a society that's great. Let me start naming some of them. One is to be a police officer, to be a doctor. Anybody else want to say? A lawyer, a judge. These are, you can go on. To be a worker in the vineyard of Yahweh doesn't mean you have to speak to a multitude. It starts in your family. It starts with you. It starts with you communicating with people. So don't tell me y'all ain't workers. You should be honored that Yahweh would even think and give you that opportunity. It's a great job to be a police officer and have a gun. That's a great job. It's a great job to be a doctor where you can give people medicine. It's a great job to be a person that will give a service to humanity. That's a great job. And it's a bad thing when you take the job and do what? And do evil with it. You understand? Like that man, he was supposed to be burying the dead people, and he was burying them. He wasn't even, I mean, all them dead people, them dead people told on him. They told on him. You know, you got to understand, the dead is speaking. The dead is talking. A lot of people have entered in the grave that is just tired of the mess. And they have complained to Yahweh. And you're having visitations. The spirit is coming, whispering in the ears. How you think them slaves knew what roots to take and what to eat and to get strong? Because they call them ancestry spirits. They were spirits coming back, whispering in his ear, sister, go over there and get that herb over there. It'll be all right.
They call them root doctor.
That's right. Oh yeah, I got a book called The People of the Secret. But anyway, I'm just saying to you, it's very important. You have already tapped into the greatest mystery of your life. What is that?
Knowing who you are.
What is that?
Israel, knowing that.
What is that?
That
What?
is.
Go ahead. Yah what?
Yah in me.
Yah's name. You have tapped into the secret. There ain't no greater secret than that. That's the only thing you can't be forgiven from. He said, those that will take my name in vain,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah.
I will not hold him guiltless. Then he said that this about every other crime that you can commit, you could be forgiven for except that. And that was the story of David, which has many meanings to it, because David saw Bathsheba. When a man sees a woman's body, he's supposed to, if it's within proportion that he likes, he saw her body. You understand? But that's all right. He saw her. You know how many other women that David saw and wasn't interested in? David not only saw Bathsheba, he murdered for her. That's deep when you understand. It shows you that it didn't say, because David had many wives, but Bathsheba disturbed him.
Yes.
And he didn't say he just saw her. Didn't it say the gods, the sons of God beheld the daughters of men? What do you think they beheld? They were in their clothes or out of their clothes?
That's right.
That's right. And they saw that body and they said, my God, look, you keep this position. I want to go down there and get into that. You know what I'm saying? And but it's true. A woman's body
That's right.
does that. Seeing all these women with their breasts sticking out. That's right, tattoos on their thing. You say you don't want none of that, stop your lying. Stop your lying. Stop your lying. I know you're lying. Because when the devil comes to tempt you, he don't tempt you with nothing other. He gonna bring something that's gonna move you. And you say, my God, God, I'll give you all my righteousness just to deal with that. Oh yeah, but you think it don't happen. Oh yes it does.
Every day.
Yes it does.
Every day.
What we see helps us to what we become. Didn't Eve saw the apple?
Mm-hmm.
But she was enticed by the devil.
Right.
But she saw the apple. So I want to say to you, we must protect our eyes.
Mm.
We must pray for guidance of how to interpret things. Like I tell my sons, I say, any woman with a tattoo, not only that, she's been branded by the devil.
That's right. That's right. It's in the book.
So I'm just saying to you,
You got a tattoo?
You all right?
I'm saying to you is this.
Don't lie.
But I want to explain this to you so that you will understand that they've already been branded. They've been branded, and they've been the men got tattooed,
Yeah.
the women got tattooed. The Ruach says in the Torah,
That's right.
do not what? Mark your body.
Mark your body.
You have violated your
Because like I could not be a priest
That's right.
because I have one eye. I just couldn't be. But I could be a teacher. But I couldn't. If I had a swollen hand like this, a withered hand, I could not be a priest because the body has to be perfect. Now there are incidents that occurs within us that is not our fault. That is not your fault. Somebody come and crack you in your head and you got a knot like this, that's not your fault. It's your knot, but it's not your fault. Well, can I tell you something? I'm just only telling you what should be done. Now the point is that, you know, as long as you stay in the perimeter that causes you to function, you function well.
Thank you.
But once you get out of the perimeter, then you're in trouble. You're an Israelite. There is a function, there is a code of ethics, there is things that you should be doing that causes you within your perimeter to function.
Yeah.
I can't function without the Shabbat. I can't. And it must be, it's 3 words to Shabbat, Shabbat. That means there are 3 principles, 3 steps that are so important. And those steps is inherent in me when I keep it. Can you understand? See, you won't understand until you do it. If you don't think that the devil comes into the camp of the children of God, but it doesn't say the children of God go into the camp of the devil.
Right.
You understand? It didn't say, I mean, when the devil came and told Yahweh about Job, actually, so Yahweh could have said, well, look, devil, your people don't serve you for nothing, so why should Job serve me for nothing? But Yahweh said, no, let him go on. Let him go on. Because it gave him, he had to give wickedness a time of approval. Because righteousness has a time of approval. Then he said there's a season, for everything. So when the time of wickedness enters in, it has to be approved, because what the devil did, it was approved, it was stamped. Didn't Yahweh say ain't nothing can be done on this earth except he does?
Exactly.
When you tell people that, they say the devil and God are fighting. God is the landlord and the tenant, and the devil is the tenant.
That's all.
That's it. And the devil didn't have to be thrown in the earth to get these people to do evil. They would have done it anyway. Matter of fact, the devil don't need to come down. These people would do it anyway. They don't need no help. You understand what I'm saying? He wasted his time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he volunteered to do something they were going to do anyway. So the point is that Yahweh said that Akkad, we're one with him. We're one with him. Yahweh said, I own the whole entire universe, seen and unseen. So the devil gets thrown into the earth like a little ball, and that's all he got. His wickedness was a waste of time. If I'm going to do it, I want the whole pie.
Okay.
He ain't get even a dot. Do you know how vast his universe is? You could travel in one way and never end.
That's right.
Righteousness is just like what people like. If you like evil, you gonna do evil.
Right.
But the trick is, ask the guy that just murdered the guy, would he like what was done that he did, would he like it done to him?
Exactly.
His answer is his verdict. If he say yeah, he get it. If he say no, he still get it. So he don't get it. Do you like righteousness?
Yes.
Do you like the righteousness you give to people? Then you're deserving of the righteousness. You understand what I'm saying? You're deserving of the righteousness that you're given. When you go home and you thank Yahweh for the little rice and beans you have, and the little water that's polluted that's coming out of the faucet, because that water will make you light up in the dark. that water have you glowing, man. But I just want to say to y'all, I love y'all more than love. And I hope you love me the same way. And I hope you love yourself a little more, because it's always important. Love your family. Love what Yahweh has given you. Embrace yourself. Look in the mirror and says, I love me because Yahweh loves me.
Right here.
You love yourself. Stop having trouble going down the street looking at other people. Because other people, these people are in trouble. You understand? You may not think there's a lot of homes and a lot of trouble. If you can go in your house and have some peace, if you can walk down the street and have some peace, if you can pray, and I pray for all y'all pray for me.
Yeah, all of y'all.
That's right.
Yes.
And Brother Obama that's just become president, he's all right. He ain't gonna steal no money. He's all right. Believe me, he's all right. Them white people gonna make sure all that money stays there. But he's gonna do a superb job. Everybody that's in that thing they gonna jump to the rapid. They gonna do a superb. Don't even worry about that man. Let me tell you something. He gonna be so glad when he leave the White House.
Yeah.
But he is going to execute it And because, see, that's the type of people we are. We're
Right,
not going to
right,
sabotage.
Yes.
Exactly.
You don't have to worry about him. He's all right.
Right.
That's right.
He's all right because he's black.
That's
That's right.
He's
That's
all right.
right. That's right.
He's in his
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? He's all right. He ain't gonna steal no money. That's right. He's an exceptional man. And you know why he's exceptional? Because they didn't find nothing on him.
him.
Exactly.
They tried.
They tried.
Oh, he tried everywhere.
They tried to dig down.
That's right.
And they didn't find nothing on his wife either.
No,
No.
they found more on Patterson.
Yeah.
They had more on Clinton.
It was
Yeah.
his job. His
Governor Greevy is still being bent over. So
that's a whole other ball game.
Adam is too much.
That's a whole other ball game.
Sister, let me tell you something. I would rather be what Spencer did than Governor Greevy. Because Governor Greevy is being chastised. He's being...
Yeah.
Next round, we got
I don't care what nobody say. You need to see the face of his wife. That his girlfriend was sitting up there making a speech in a suit when he should have had a dress on.
Yeah.
His children he had to take out of school. How could they be among when they say, "What's your father? Who is he? Or who is she?" That's right. But Spencer, his daughter, he said, "My father's a pimp." He, I said, everybody, look at everybody respects the pimp of the community. Yeah, he dealing with the women. He was a lover. Now, his wife should have had a little more respect for him. He didn't bring no disease home. He was messing with some high, $5,000 a night.
Yeah.
Man, they see the best doctors, $5,000 a night. And not only that, his wife was living and eating the best of food, so she was the best
And he was taking
of the
care of
best.
her.
Oh yeah. He wasn't knocking her off every night, but he was definitely
He was taking care of her.
That's right. So I just want to tell y'all.
She was surprised.
Oh,
would be too.
oh yeah. Well, the point is this:
'Cause
you're
he
gonna
wasn't
have
practicing
more.
what he
And
was
look
preaching.
at Clinton.
Oh boy.
Now you
Yeah.
understand?
That's.
And he looks like he
I'm
is
tired of this cat.
been
He looks like he's a
through the
leper.
ringer,
Yeah.
He
But
looks
the
like a
point
leper to
is,
me.
through the wash.
yeah, so many things
I
that
could
happen,
be wrong, but
and I would like for everybody.
His wife's in the limelight. He ain't
Ain't no more.
he got chucked.
They made sure he'd never see.
Yeah. He
Now
just
what should we get out
played
of this?
himself a mark.
We should get this.
Have you seen
Malcolm
Yeah.
How she look?
Jackson was the greatest entertainer,
Oh my.
and he loved to hear the roar of the crowd.
Yes.
He should have protected that.
Right.
See, when you are in a position, you should not allow anything to compromise
Right,
that
right,
position.
Right.
Because you love being in that position.
Right.
If you don't know what that position means to you, then you will compromise it. Because there's always somebody. Reverend Jackson compromised. He should have been the next president of the United States.
Well,
That man was crying on the television.
But
He
you
was
know,
He was
crying.
He was.
crying. No, he was
those
crying.
tears was phony. Those was phony tears, Adam.
I said phony
Yeah,
tears.
they was phony tears.
Depressed.
You
Yeah.
know why he was crying?
Yeah.
He said that was supposed to be my job.
That's right.
Yeah.
But not only that, he was crying because he said, I done messed up.
Yeah.
yeah, he messed up.
I done messed up. That's what I saw coming
Big time.
down.
He messed up.
Yeah.
And he was put in his place.
That's right.
He was being put in his
Yeah.
place.
I done messed
He's
up.
a lonely man right now.
It's a consistent messer up.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least
Do you realize, my brothers and sisters,
We all.
that it comes a time where we will all sit in a dark room.
You want to be a poet.
We will all come to a point of the reality of our own life.
Excuse me, we can sing together, but we can't all talk.
Okay, we will all come and sit in a dark room.
That's America.
And your life is going to come before you. Listen to me. make your life gentle. When the death angel comes, jump on him before he jump on you.
Okay.
And he'll leave you alone. But if he see that you're afraid, if you go to the hospital right now, there are people that's looking for him to come in the room, he never comes. But the people that's hiding, he goes right in the room and grab them. I'm saying to you is this. I had a brother told me, he said, death came for me, but it don't want me. No. The brother told me, he said, death came. He said, he don't want me. I can't get him to take me. No, I'm going to introduce you to the brother. And the brother ain't no lie. He said, man, death came. He don't want me. And the brother said, I wanted him, but he didn't want me. Prepare yourself to die. Prepare yourself to live. Prepare yourself to be a servant to any way Yahweh wants it. And may Yahweh bless you. Yahweh God, we thank you and we bless each and every one of us this day. That we may walk in the ways of the living God. Bless each and every one of us. Strengthen us in the wisdom.
Yes.
But let us be humble.
Yes.
Yahweh God, we throw all our problems on you. So today, we've been relieved. Today we walk down the straight and narrow path only because you are with us. Yahweh God, we need this blessing. We struggle, but we know the victory is yours that you have given to us. Though we take the vows are really yours. Yahweh God, we thank you for the morsel of food, for the remnant, for our very heartbeat. We thank you for the time that you've given us on this earth. And every day that we have, we thank you. When it's time for us to leave, may we glorify you.
Yes.
Yahweh God, we know not the time nor the hour, but we know this, it will surely come.
Yes.
Yahweh God, but we're going to meet those days with a joyful, happy spirit because you have redeemed us in the land of our captivity. In the land of our persecution, you have encamped about us and made it so sweet. You have whispered in our ears and told us that you love us. And we have whispered in your ears to tell you we love you more. May Yahweh continue to bless each and every one of us. May we overcome the obstacles that has been put in our way by unseen hands. But Yahweh God, you are our God, and the Spirit does rest with us because you. May each one of us exalt you by our behavior, by doing that which is acceptable. May Yahweh have mercy upon us. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Ooh, thank you, Adam.